Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Delta Racing Competition and the British Grand Prix, the home of Formula 1. Not home of the Grand Prix, that's France, but it is great to be in Britain. One of the longest running races in the current Formula 1 setup since 1950 is been here. Italy have had it as well. They've only had one race outside of Monza, much more impressive than we have. But yeah, the very first F1 race was held right here at Silverstone, the greatest track of them all. I'm not biased. There you go, you can see the track on your screen right now. 18 corners, just shy of 6 kilometers there, 2 DRS zones, and a whole lot of fun. That complex there, the 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 corners. Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel, beautiful corners. And we're going to see right now on board with Kimi as he's going to take us with that flying lap then. As we come up towards turn 1, Abbey thrown in, take as much speed as you dare into their long right-hander at turn 2, farm corner, then into the tight, twisty section here, turn 3, into 4, DRS detection point just before turn number 3, as you open up the throttle on the exit of turn 4 into 5 arena, and get that DRS open as soon as possible. Let's head on now down towards Brooklands, down the straight. And this is a very late epics, and this is where we're going to see a few overtaking opportunities as people try and hang it around here. Best place to be coming through Luffield is on the inside, but it means you've got to be outside of turn 6. Gives you a great opportunity to overtake those. You go through the little kink at turn 8, onto the original pit straight through Woodcote, and come up towards Cops Corner, turn 9. Much speed up once again as you dare. Fast corner that is. Just occasionally just a little lift off or lift shift down, depending on how you're driving the point, as you throw it through turn 10, 11, 12, and then, oh, we're on 13 and 14 there, Chapel. Sorry, there's quite a few corners there. Then down the hanger straight, sort of downhill, down towards Stowe, and this slightly longer than 90-degree corner with quite a sort of just dips away towards the end. Don't run too wide on the exit because you come up to turn 16. If you haven't made an overtake into Stowe, you have a chance into Vale. Not easy to make that overtake though into Vale, and 2 corners left through to 17, and then the kink of 18. That's club corner 17 and 18. And there we go. Let's have a look at the standings, how we stand coming into this race. Hopefully, yes, there we go. Meister is the leader. He won last time out in Austria with Beaker and Yorn behind him back then. Yorn there sitting second in the championship with just chilling Beaker behind him. Julian, Bastard, Vivian, and Fluffy Balls all quite close together. Dan Verdan in 9th, Atomic in 10th place there. Char in 11th, followed by Livid, Noosa, Dennis or Erzmister, Butte, Nathan, Kimmy, Jumbo, Dow, and Doctor rounding out those 20. And let's have a quick look then at the constructor standings as we are getting ready to go into this race. There we go. Red Bull currently holding the top spot there. It is close with Williams and Toro Rosso, just starting to fall away a little bit. Hopefully they can get themselves a win here today and close that gap up to Red Bull at the top. Haas there, a little race of their own for 4th, followed by a close battle with the Renault, Mercedes, and Ferraris, all quite close to bound. Then the battle for the last between Alpha, Racing Point, and McLaren. And we're not quite ready for those, so let's have a quick look at that track map then and just see that beautiful, beautiful track. It is a lovely track. And important parts to look at, the detection points, as you can hear the beeping in the background, means we're about to be heading on into the race. I can't do anything about the beeping, but it gives you a good idea of how close we are to the racing time. But yeah, the detection points. So you're coming off Cops, you've got the detection point as you go through turn 10, that is Maggots. And quite important to still be around there. So yeah, but it's so tricky to hang on the back end as you go through those fast corners, because the effects of the slipstream or the dirty air as such on the corners means if you're behind someone in the corner, you're really going to struggle for grip, and therefore you're not as much space. So it takes a good drive to get it through there and have a shot at an overtaking as they go down the hanger straight. Similarly, not so much effective though is the first detection zone on the approach of turn 3. You've only got 3 corners to hang with, so and only one of those is a fast corner. That is turn 5, which is a full power corner. And I think we are almost ready to shift on into the race. So we'll do it now then, shall we? I will be slightly delayed. I just got to do that, then minimise and minimise more things. I need to get my telemetry data up. Telemetry data is up. Race is underway, or qualifying at least. And it is sunny. This is not what you expect to see in Britain. This there's blue stuff in the sky in Britain. Does anyone know what that is? Because I don't. I'm British, I'm allowed to insult myself. So, yes, blue skies here for Britain, hopefully. I mean, I've been to Britain, the Silverstone, 3 times or 4 times now. Last time I was a couple of years ago. It had... Oh, there's engines starting to rev up. It was very wet just before the start of the race, which is quite annoying, because if that rain had come 5 minutes later, the race would have started already, and then the rain would have happened. It would have changed a lot of things. But it is a great place to be. You always hear Lewis talking about best fans, best fans. Silverstone, only one other race, or one other place, has better fans than Silverstone, and that is Monza. And that is just because of the Ferrari contingent. We have such passionate fans here in England when it comes to race time. I was there, yeah, as I say, a few years ago, sitting in the grandstand, and every time Lewis came past, we were cheering. He could be in last, and we'd still cheer him coming past. And hopefully we're going to see some cars come past today, as we've got a little bit of action out on track, as we're just waiting for all the outlets to be put in. But yes, light cloud is the current weather forecast. Air temperature of 21, track of 30 as it stands. That may change over the course of qualifying. Clouds may clear, clouds may get heavier. We'll find out as we go. And so let's see. Jorn, second place in the championship, needs a big win here today if he wants to hold back Meister. Meister's running away with it already. Jorn had a good few races, but Meister had opening few wins that's really helped him cement that lead at the top. And we'll be watching with open eyes and keenness to see what these two can achieve today. As always, I have my telemetry open, so I should be able to keep on top, hopefully, of most things that are happening on track, particularly when it comes to qualifying, especially late on. I can start seeing purple sectors, and that's a little bit of a annoyance there for you, and someone comes straight out of the pits in front of him. But no issues whatsoever. It's quite tricky, this pit lane entry. I'm not the best driver, I'll quite freely admit that, and I don't think anyone would ever say that I am a good driver. But getting thrown out of the pits here, you're at a bit of an angle. You're thrown into a corner, into halfway through Farm Corner, and sometimes if you're not fully prepared, or the tyres prepared for the cold tyres, you can actually just get almost flung into the gravel traps, and that's pretty much race over. I found it particularly annoying in 2018 when they had the hard tyres, and they were just stone cold every time you came out, and there was zero grip whatsoever on those tyres. But we are here on softs, a couple of people on mediums at the moment, and we'll see how those strategies play out over the course of qualifying. Is everyone going for soft? Is that a sign that we have a wet start? We will find out, as Jorn is coming towards the end of Sector 2. No surprise, purple in Sectors 1 and 2 so far. He's the only man to do a Sector 2, that's why he's done that. Meister, though, 14th, didn't go faster in the first sector. Will he go faster in the second? He has. So this could be nip and tuck on the opening stints then for these two, as Jorn's going to come across and complete one of the earliest times of the day. And no surprise, he jumps to the top. Let's have a look at Meister, his championship rival. He's coming towards the end. Meister was fastest in the second, but slowest in the first, and in the final he is faster and takes the provisional pole. Still tight at the top. Let's have a little look further down. Let's have a look at Fluffy Balls in the Haas. He's coming down the hanging straight. DRS is closed, so this isn't looking like a particularly fast time. In fact, he did a 37.4 in the second sector. I think he must have made a little bit of a mistake there. Current times are 35.6 to 35.9 really for the second sector. As Livid actually puts a little bit in the fastest third sector. The Ferraris really surprised me last time out in Austria. I was not expecting them to be anywhere near the front, in all honesty. They really surprised me and pulled out all the stops, helped by Meister having a little incident with one of the McLarens. I'm not entirely sure which one it was. I kind of missed the incident. But yeah, it really surprised me last time. Maybe they've found a little bit more form recently. Dan Van did it right last season, and certainly Livid actually. It's just taking a little bit of time for them to get into 2019, as Bastard nearly runs out of track there. He's pinning that for Russell. He's coming to the final few corners then, and see what he can achieve then in the Renault. As with most drivers on the soft tyres, And comes up to the line, goes P8 to 27.5. Not too bad. And let's have a look. Noosa, his teammate, going down the hanger straight himself. And let's see what time he can achieve as we come through Stowe Corner. That's very wide on the exit there for Noosa. Hopefully that's not invalidation. I think if it was, he'd be straight in the pits. Stowe Corner, who for some of you, probably not too many, may remember Michael Schumacher had a big crash back there many moons ago. Breaking, I believe he definitely broke one leg. I think he might have broken two legs. I can't remember that in much detail. But there's one thing that always sticks in my mind about that incident. You hear quite a lot nowadays about people booing or cheering if Lewis does something that they don't appreciate. Back then, I can't remember what year it was. Maybe it was 99. It was when Eddie Irvine nearly won the title. I think it might be 99. He had a big crash. People all the time, when Hamilton has a spin, they cheer. When Hamilton wins, they boo. When Michael Schumacher had that crash, the entire stadium I was in cheered. They didn't realise how serious it was at the time. They just thought, oh, Michael Schumacher's crashed. Yes, get in there. So people are very quick to criticise what happens nowadays, but it happened then as well. I'll be honest, I did cheer when Schumacher crashed. I didn't realise how bad it was. How old was I? 99. Not much older than, or probably a bit younger than most of the drivers in this league, actually, come to think of it. It's what things like that happen. You cheer because the guy you don't want to win isn't going to win. So, speaking of trying to win, Beaker's managed to get up to second place. His teammate is in fourth along with him, just behind him on the grid. As Anthony's backing out of this one, I believe. So let's have a look at Dan. Invalidated first time out. He's just come out for another run. And quickly have a look at the sector time. So currently, as it stands, the theoretical best time is a 26.5. Fastest in the first sector was Yawn. Fastest in the second sector was Mesa. Fastest in the fourth sector was Just Chillin'. So 3 drivers, 3 sectors, and it's anyone's game at the moment. That just shows that Beaker's actually done a solid lap. He didn't go fast in any of the sectors, but still managed to get it on second place. If he can manage to get a purple, he may nip pole here today. It's very tight on the top. I mean, if we just have a quick look at gaps to leader, you can see there, look, the top 4 separated by just less than a tenth. We've got a great fight in our hand here for Carlos. Dan runs a little wide on the exit there of Stowe Corner. And he'll start off then with a flying lap. Hopefully he'll get one in this time. And we'll see what he can do. As he throws it through Abbey into Farm. Then that turn through DRS detection point. There, you can see the line going across the track. That is your detection point for that DRS. Important in the race. Not so important. Well, not so important. I say not important in the slightest during qualifying. Ignore the yellow flags at the stage. They are the cars just getting out of the faster car's way. And if it's sustained for a long time, there might be an issue somewhere. I do kind of wish I was able to run a track map. It kind of lags up my stream a little bit. Fluffy Balls. That is a P2 time. That is a great lap from him there to put it up to second place. Again, similar to Beaker, no fastest sectors of anyone, of any of them. But good to see him up there, as there are times coming in. Yawn has gone is it Yawn? Yes, it says he's on our lap. I'll stay with Dan for now. Mesa's gone fastest in the first sector. I'll stay with Dan because he hasn't got a time yet. Kind of want to see him get a time in here. See if he can match his teammate, if not better, as Yawn does improve. That was a purple sector 2 that I saw. Mesa is down in sector 2. We'll flip on over to him in a moment. We'll just watch Dan then come around the final corner and see what he can jump up to. P2. I think Mason might beat this though. He has a purple sector 1, not a green sector 2. And yeah, so he only jumps up to P2. That slightly slow time in sector 2. Really hampering him there. And he's slightly slower than Yorn in Sector 3. I'll do a quick full rundown of that in a moment. Let's have a look at Kimi then in the Mercedes. He did that opening lap, I believe, on the mediums. That's the wrong button. Yes, he did, along with Dow. So see how he gets on. As he's coming up to Val, turn 16. I was sat up there many years ago, just off there. That was a bit different stand back then because it wasn't the final corner of the track. It was just the corner. It just used to be banking back then. So Kimi P12 for him. Let's have a look who we're going to have a look at quickly. Let's have a look a little bit behind him. Atomic's just started. We'll come back to him. So is Noosa. Where's Dow? Dow's coming towards Stolas, so let's sit with him. See what he can achieve from P15. Was very much on the curve there. He's run a little one on the exit. Yellow flag's ahead of him. That's probably just cars getting out of the way. It's a scrappy lap, but hopefully he's going to improve. He's gone green in the first 2 sectors. Comes across the line, up to P12. And that's not too bad for him so far. So Atomic is just going through Maggots and Beckett's into that turn 14 chapel. And I've just seen a purple time come in from Beaker. We'll flip over to him in a moment. He's gone purple in Sector 1. As people are jumping about. As we've got 6.5 minutes left of the session. Plenty of time to do what you're going to do. But I'll stay with Atomic as he's coming around the car. Final couple of corners. And across the line he did improve but didn't really move up though. But let's have a look at Beaker. Fastest in the first sector. Gone green in the second. He has a chance then of putting this one close to the top. Just comparing sector times quickly. Actually a little bit down in sector 2 in comparison to Yorn. But he's up by a little bit. Final corner then needs to nail this. Little bit of wobble. Very much big bit of wobble there. Does improve but only 0.15. Then up to P4 for him. That last sector really costing him. And he'll have, looks like probably one more attempt to go before the checker flag. We've got 5 minutes and 35 left. As Mute is on a lap, he's just started. So let's sit with him for a little bit. Actually, doesn't look like anyone's currently on a lap. So we'll stay with, we'll carry on a Mute for a little bit. I'm just going to have a drink. Right, so let's have a quick look at the sector times once again. Beaker's your current fastest in Sector 1 at 27.146. For comparison, Yorn did a 27.215. So you had a little bit of time there. Yorn was then the fastest in Sector 2 with a 35.5. Oh, Mute! Oh, how has he survived that? No, he hasn't. That's a rear wheel off that car. You can see it on top of the engine box. That is a big slide there. That's the end of his qualifying. P10 at best. I think he may slide down a little bit from there. That is the end of Mute's qualifying. As you can see the mirror. In the mirror, the wheel's not quite the right place. So that is the end of Mute. Let's have a look at his teammate. Where's his teammate? He should be on an in-lap. He is. Dennis, I think, probably on an in-lap as well. But quickly back to fastest sector times. The overall best, theoretical best, is 26.426. So that just shows Yorn is right on the cusp of the best so far. Best in Sector 3 was just chilling the 23.716. For comparison, Yorn only was 0.002 of a second slower than than just chilling in that sector. But we are now at that time. Once again, it is the calm before the storm. One car currently on track. Everyone else is just preparing for that final stint. Just changing that front wing if they need to, adding or taking a bit off. Tyre pressures as well. Only two things you can change once you've left the garage or exited the pit lane, shall we say. And park failure rules obviously on. Noosa then going to be first man to start that final flying lap. He will have another chance after this. I think it's going to be it should be okay to do another lap after this if he backs out for whatever reason, as long as he doesn't do a mute and put it in the wall. So Vivercamp will be starting P18 after that qualifying ban. will Mute be joining him at the back after this qualifying? Noosa will hope so, because he wants to beat him as he starts us off then on the final flying lap. Potentially the final flying lap then from Noosa. Throwing it through turn 1 into farm, then that turn 3. Overtaking opportunities into turn 3. Don't get me wrong, if you're brave enough to stick it down the inside, you've got a chance of getting it. Especially if you've just picked up DRS, you can try and stick one down the inside, pick up DRS, and then go for it. And he's actually getting a little toe here from his teammate, and that's going to help him just a little bit. It's not going to gain a huge amount. Oh, a lot of opposite lock there. Big slide mid-corner, not what he wanted. That's probably lost a little bit of speed then. Did a 27.282 in the opening sector. Set a best of 27.146, so he's a little bit down. But if you could just nail the final couple of sectors and not run too wide there, he's in mode 0. Although he's shifted out to mode 4. And I'll stay with him and see if he has backed out. He's still running high ERS at the moment, so he might still be going for it. We get a split coming up in a moment. And yes, he looks like he has potentially invalidated. Oh no, he's just gone quite slow in the second sector. And he's in mode 0, braking acceleration times. I think that's his. He's doing a reinstallation here. Yeah, he's braking acceleration there. Let's have got a ball with Dow as he's just started his flying lap then. Toro Rosso, teammate of Yawn. Yawn's bashing for the championship. He needs his teammate to help. For the constructors though, I was talking about it last week. Yawn and Meister, they're the front two drivers in this league at the moment. Their teammates need to get the points because Williams have two very, very competitive drivers that are looking to get the second, third, fourth, fifth area of the race. If they can get, the Williams can get a good haul of points every week, it's going to be really hard for the Toro Rosso and the Red Bull to keep up a challenge to Williams in the constructors. So Jar and Dow really need to score some good points. We're looking, they need to get 6th and 7th, really, those sort of positions, if not even higher. That will really help out their team for constructors, as Dow is in mode 0, so he's actually backed out. Where is Bastard? He's in mode 4. So we are on flying laps here. Keeping an eye on those sectors to see if we can see anything purple popping up for us. Noosa is coming towards the end then. Check flag's about to fall in 20 seconds. Dow is in the pits. Atomic is in the pits. They will not be moving. Mute then will... Ooh, Noosa runs very wide there. Mute will gain, effectively not gain, but not lose 2 more places. Noosa will be hoping to jump him. Final corner then for Noosa. Check flag falls. He comes across P12 then. Not as good as he would have liked, but still he is there as Bastard jumps up to P3. Wow. Impressive lap from him. Yawn has gone fastest in the second sector though. A little bit faster previous. Long track extent there. Is that going to be invalidated? Don't think so. In fact, he's still going. Coming around the final corner then is Yawn. Cross the line. And he does improve. 26.3 is his time. Purple sector 3 as well. So that track limit's a little bit too much. He looks like he's gained a little bit. I'll let the stewards decide that one. You'll hate the fact that I've been watching, and Meister does a similar sort of thing, so kind of looks like everyone's trying to extend track limits there. Whether or not it's going to be hammered by the stewards post-race, we'll soon see. Meister comes to the across the line, doesn't beat Yawn, but Dan jumps up to P2. Where is Beaker? And Just Chilling. Beaker's coming to the final corner. Just Chilling's on his way. Livid. Just Chilling's coming across the line now. Jumps up to P4. Where's Livid? He went fastest in sector 2. Running out of ERS. Is that going to cost him? It may have done. He's P2. 10th off pole position was Livid. That ERS running out before the line cost him a shot at pole. Potentially. But probably... Yeah, I don't know actually. I don't think it would have done. I think it might have been close. I don't think it would have been guaranteed a pole if you hadn't run out of ERS. But it would have been a lot closer than that. But Yawn takes the pole position by 1/10 from Livid. Then Beaker, Dan, Dennis, Meister not having a good day here at Silverstone. Down there in 6th place. Followed by Just Chilling, Busted, Fluffy Balls, and Nathan running out your top 10. Char dropping to 11th. Mute crashing out, getting 12th, which isn't too bad at the end of the day. Noosa in 13th, Dow in 14th, Kimi 15th, 16th was Anthony, 17th Atomic, and Vivican with that qualifying ban down there in 18th. And I've just been informed that track extension has been allowed at Stowe, so that's kind of good news, because I've seen it in other leagues that people got hammered for going out there, but I think it's easy to just say, let everyone, if you want to do it, you do it. We don't care about this corner. If the game gives you a penalty, tough. But yeah, so it's a little bit more overcast here now for the race. It's still dry though, and we'll hopefully have a good race on our hands. Quickly, for anyone who missed it last week, we used to be the Dutch racing competition. We are now the Delta racing competition. In part of that, we are starting to move to more international drivers. Okay, at the moment we've got a full Dutch contingent, but they will be opening up applications shortly, I believe, if you want to get involved with the new international version of the DRCs, the Delta, not Dutch, racing competition. There, you should be able to see it on the overlay, the link to the Discord. If you can't quite see it, it is drc.fyi/Discord. And if you want to see them on Twitter, it is drc.fyi/Twitter. Funny enough. So yes, let's have a look at those tyres. We are on the formation up. So top 10 all obviously on the tyres they qualified on. So that's softs all around. Then those missing out seem to go all mediums, with the exception of Anthony. He's going to play the soft tyres. See how those work out for him. So yes, so Bastard put in a great lap in the middle towards the end of that qualifying, and then he just dropped the whole way to 8th as everyone else went a little bit faster. But it's still a great qualifying for Bastard to be 8th place. The teammates back there in 13th going to have to try and up it a little bit, try and get some more points there for the Renault boys, and we'll see how they get on as we just go through Maggots and Beckett's then on this formation, and we'll get this race started for you as quickly as possible. So Jorn just doing those normal weaving just to get some heat into those tyres, bit of accelerating and braking, obviously not to the extreme that you might cause an incident, but it needs to be done, just gets a little bit extra heat into those tyres, and hopefully for his sake he's going to have some lovely warm rubber, some sticky rubber, so he can pull away, get into the Abbey is such a tricky corner when you're trying to go 3 wide potentially, as by the time you get to turn 3 hopefully you won't be 3 wide, but hopefully for that sake you haven't lost someone in the process. Current weather forecast is overcast, a track of 28, air of 20, and apparently rain is on the way, so fingers crossed. It is going to be so important then this start. Well, the softs have made the right call. The mediums have made the perfect call to start on the mediums back there. We are getting the lights. It's 5 red lights. They're off, and we're off then for the Delta Racing competition here at Silverstone. Jorn looking to make it to the first corner. Livid is battling him. And there's a Williams there of just chilling, dropping back. There's a slide, big tank slapper. That was Dennis going around the first corner with a massive tank slapper as they all enter turn 1. There's a yellow flag out already. Looks like Dow's dropping down a few places. There's definitely a spin in the background. That is Anthony facing the wrong way. And Char and Atomic also having some incidents then on that opening lap. Anthony's got massive front left damage. You can't quite see it on that angle, but it is there. Take my word for it. Let's see if Char's going to make moves here on Atomic, as he got damage as well. He looks okay actually, and he's not going to make a move here as Just Chillin's dropping as well. What's happened to Just Chillin? There he is. He's on the grass. It is not going well. He's dropped right down to 17th, and those tyres are toasty. That back end is hanging out. So let's have a look back up at the front. There's battlings going on all over the place. They're all sliding around, trying to find a little bit of grip here. And let's have a quick look at the big gainers and losers so far, as we're coming on to the hangar straight for the first time today. And Livid looking to make moves on Mesa. Mesa's had a cracker of a start, up a couple of places. Livid dropping down 3. Big gainer so far. Vivikamp, he is up 8 places, and I've just seen someone who's not going to be having a good day as they just drop even further down. That'll be Dow making a mistake, I think. Yes, he looks like he's dropped back. And it is all battling here. The two Hasses going all over the place. That is Fluffy Balls coming into the pits along with Nathan. And I suspect we might see Anthony coming in as well momentarily. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. That's where I wanted to go. Atomic on the back of Charge, looking to make a move down the inside into Abby. Is he going to get through? We're going to find out when he gets to the exit there. No, he's not. But JC is looking to make moves as well. He's just off the back of these two. And if they tangle like that, he may go, thank you very much. I will take that place. And he does. And now the recovery drive has started him for Just Chilling. He's on his way back up. He's up to 13th place. Let's look back up to where he wants to be. That's Livid. Ooh, on the back end there of Macy. He's had to get off the accelerator a little bit there. That's allowed Buster to close up really nicely to the rear end of him. And Dennis, despite that slide at turn 1, is still hanging on the back end of these top 6. He's starting to break away from Mute down there in 8th, who's had a decent start as well. Mute up 4, Kimmy up 6, FIFA up 8. And 2 places for Noosa, so the opening gambit is looking good. Just Chilling starting to make more plays up. He's up back up to 12th. Now, what Just Chilling needs is the rain, which is going to apparently is on its way to come at the right time for him, that he can be the first man in the pits to change onto the inters and benefit from that. We'll see how that works for him, as Livid is all over the back then of Mason. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap as Jorn crosses it and goes fastest of all. And there is the confirmation then that DRS has been enabled. It should be available down towards Brooklands. And detection point is just where Livid is passing there. So you've got to be obviously within a second of the driver in front of you. Looks like Mason's not quite close enough to Dan to benefit from it. We'll see. No, he's not. So Livid is going to have a chance to close up a bit here onto the back of the championship leader. He's got a little train forming behind him, but he hasn't closed up at all, really. 4/10 is the gap there, and he'll be just trying to stay on the back of Maester, but at the same time keep Bastard and Dennis behind him. Let's have a little look further back then. Kimmy, Fevercamp battling with Mute. The big gainers here off the start. Mute, Fevercamp and Kimmy. They are looking good as it stands. And Fevercamp is looking to try and make moves. Did I just... No, I didn't. Sorry, I thought I got triggered. I thought I saw a sliding car in the background. Fevercamp is on the rear here, Mute. He's going to have some DRS down the hanger straight. And see if he can slingshot out this final corner and make use of that DRS. DRS, there you go, now open, right on the back of Mute. Mute is almost a sitting duck here. It's not a long straight, not by a long shot, but Fevercamp sends one down the inside, and he's through then. Up to P8 he goes, although very off-track overtake there from Mute. I think he's had to give that one back. He has overtaken off-track, so he may be allowed track limits there, but if you overtake off-track, you overtake off-track. You can't hold the position as a result, and he's coming under huge pressure here from Kimmy. And these are the big gainers off the start. Kimmy's looking down the inside into turn 3. A little bit of gap left there for my Mute. Kimmy's getting punchy. He wants that overtake, but as a result, Mute still holding on for now and has DRS as Noose has kind of come past here. Trying to go down the inside is not the place to overtake down the inside there. Instead on the hot lap, you want to be on the outside of 6 because you get the inside of 7. But you've got to hang it around the outside of 6. It's not easy to do. And Noosa will now be trying to close up and make a move on Kimmy. And these medium tyres on these guys looking alright so far. Just Chilling is 2 seconds off the back of these guys on those softs. So he'll be closing up pretty quickly. As you can see, the time between Noosa and JC just tumbling at the moment. Meanwhile, out front, Jorn is currently still leading. We are keeping our eyes on this midfield battle at the moment, with rain expected in the next few minutes, so probably in the next 3 or 4 laps, maybe a bit longer. You'll soon see dots starting to appear, or streaks as such, appear on the nose cones and halos of the drivers. That's your first indication that rain is coming. As soon as the intensity of water dots on the halos increased, you know it's going to start to change into tyres. But the important part to remember is just because there's rain doesn't mean you're guaranteed to move to inters. It does happen. I've seen it a couple of times where the rain falls, but it's not heavy enough to force you to change to inters. And that's where it becomes such a difficult race. You end up with no grip, but you have no grip on either tyre. And it becomes really hard to control the car in those conditions. It's interesting to see if it happens, because you'll get some people going into some people going on the dries as Livid picks up the first 3 seconds of the day. You'll see some people on wet, some people inters, and some people on the dry tyres, and neither of them will have any grip. It's quite fun to watch. It's like watching people trying to sail, but yeah, they're just sliding all over the place. As Noosa's looking to get the run out here. Kimi's a little slow coming off Chapel. It's going to give Noosa a shot. DRS is open, mode 4, but he's now out of the slipstream. It's a straight drag down to Stowe. Kimi holds it off for now. Noosa's going to have a chance on the exit if he can get a bit more pace, but he hasn't, so he's going to sit in P11 for now. And these guys now start lap 6. Let's have another quick look at the big gainers and losers so far then of the race. We're on, so lap 6 of 26. Vivkamp up 10 places, had a qualifying ban. Absolutely storming so far, as he's now up 10 places to P8. Other big gainers, if you're on board with one of them, he's up 2 places behind a guy, Kimi, who's up 5, Mute's up 3. These guys are all benefiting from the likes of Fluffy Balls, Nathan and Just Chillin', who all dropped, well, quite a few places on the opening lap through separate incidents. Just Chilling's down 5, but he's now on the back of Noosa, so he's got a chance to slide through and recover some places at least. Nathan and Fluffy Balls also down 6 and 8 places respectively through an opening lap incident, along with Anthony, who lost a bit of a nose cone. And there we go. So let's have a look back then at the tyre situation. As yeah, so all the front ones still on those soft tyres. How much longer can they keep those tyres going for? Let's. Oh, Kimi, this could be a chance here for Noosa. He's just clipped a little bit of that dirt. Noosa's got a great drive coming off the corner. It looks similar to last time, but he's definitely got through this time. Just Chin's looking to go through as well. That could end badly. That's ended badly. Oh, Just Chin avoiding it. Noosa off into the grass. Was that through contact or was that through sheer mistake? And those rear tyres are going to be a little bit toasty now. He's got to cool those down and get mentally back into this. And that's just giving a little bit of breathing room to Kimi there, as there's a fly on my screen. Go away, little fly. I was wondering what that was. Go away. Right. Back on board with Kimi, who can now focus on trying to attack Mute, but Just Chin is on his way behind him. So Kimi will get DRS. That's going to help put him away. And there you go. Now you can see the rain has started to fall. You can see the streaks on the cockpit. And now comes the time to be the perfect pit stop. The perfect pit stop is when you see DRS has been disabled. That is the perfect time to stop. If you are in the pit lane when that comes on, you've nailed it. You can all. This is not a short track, but it's definitely not a long track. It's not like it's Spa, where if you don't stop and it suddenly changes, you got a problem. And it's not like Austria, where if you've missed it, oh well, I'll do it next lap. It's only a minute away. This is sort of splitting the differences. They're doing 1:30s here, so well, they were doing 1:30s. Those are the best laps so far. As easy over there for Just Chin. Kimi's trying to cover him off down the inside, but Just Chin is through on the outside. Up to P10 he goes. And Kimi's having a look back at him. It's not going to work this time. Let's have a look up at the front. I've not paid much attention to these guys. They've not really been passing each other. As Dennis picks up a 3-second penalty. There's not been many overtakes at the front. All the battling's been in the midfield pack so far. Hopefully, with me now switching to look at these guys, they're now going to give us a little show. The rain is starting to fall. It is starting to get a little bit slippier on track. Air temperature is still 20 degrees with the track at 28, so it's still not cold out there. But as you can see on that Ferrari, not too clear on the Ferrari, It's easy to see on some other vehicles. There is rain, as you can now see on my lens. There is rain starting to fall, which is going to start changing all these strategies. As Nathan, Just Chilling and Mute are swapping bases. Have a quick look at that. Coming off the corner, Just Chilling is still ahead. But Mute is slotting in behind. Let's have a look up at Beaker, Just Chilling's teammate. Running very, very low on ERS. Look at that, 10%. Yawn is sitting pretty on 40. Beaker's pushing so hard, and so is Dan. They're both pushing so hard to stay on the back of Yawn. Yawn just has raw pace at the moment. He doesn't need ARS or DRS. Beaker's using it and still can't catch up. Meister sitting there in 4th. He needs to move himself up onto the back of Dan if he wants the chance of coming at Yawn as this race progresses. So the big thing we're wondering now, when is it going to change to be inters? All these guys on softs will hope it comes the next couple of laps. Otherwise they're really going to start, they're going to struggle for grip even more than they were if they're just were fresh dries on this wet circuit, because those tyres are now starting to fall away. Percentages are looking around 50 to 55 on most people that I can see. So they are going to be really struggling for grip as we go. Kimi is up onto the rear. Mute is looking. Mute's holding him there, not letting him through. Kimi's not going to take him around the outside, surely. No. It's not an easy one to make around the outside, but it is possible. It's busted with freezing penalty, but Kimi gets a good drive off. He's going to try and go side by side here into Cops. And nothing comes of it, really. Mute holding on for now, but this is when Mute had that crash in qualifying. All the pressure of Kimi put him off his game a little bit. And the answer to that is no, he didn't. Kimi now, he runs a little wide. That could have cost him a chance to come at Mute. We are still waiting for the changes to Inters as Kimi looks to dive down the inside. Sorry. Mute still holds the place. I was trying to switch to Mute. I thought he's behind. He's not yet. He's still in front, holding on to that last points position. So, where should we go? Let's have a look towards the back. Nathan and Fluffy Balls, they're looking quite close. They had that first lap incident. They lost a bit of nose cone. They're not going to be getting points here today, unfortunately for them. But they can still race for a little bit of pride, battle with each other, and just try and enjoy the race. As Fluffballs runs a little bit wide there on Stowe, but as long as the game doesn't give you a penalty, the stewards have deemed that acceptable. And Nathan just not able to hold on the back of Fluffy Balls as Kimi and Mute swap places. All very late into the corner goes Kimi. Was that a let through? Or was that just a mistake by Kimi? Could have been a mistake in this weather. Not quite at the point where we're going to need inters just yet. What you're looking for is dots of rain on that halo. I can't see any yet, so we're not getting towards that point just yet. And let's have a look at Mutes, because sometimes it's easy to see on different colours. There are no dots whatsoever on that halo. So it's just drizzling. This is British summer, don't forget. This is rain. This is rain. This is sun to us. We don't see much actual sun here in Britain. As Kimi's sizing up Mute once again, he's got a lot of closing speed. Not going to go for it this time. As Dennis comes into this, a little wobble there from Kimi. And let's have a look at Dennis, see how he's getting on. Is he coming in? Oh, he's cooked those rears. Absolutely cooked those rears. He had to come in, even if he's not going to put inters on. I think he had to come in anyway. What tyres is he going for? He's going for those mediums tyres. As it stands, he's going to try and take those to the end of the race. But it's still not heavy enough rain to warrant inters, so it's still a decent call. Whether or not it's going to get to the point where we're going to need inters, we're going to find out. Let's have a look at our race leader. Now you can see those dots starting to form on the halo in the cockpit. Just little dots. Specifically, if you look at the double S of Rosso on the left-hand side, you can see dots around there and next to Toro, and on the left-hand side of the monocoque. You can start to see those dots, which means we're getting closer and closer towards needing inter tyres. So Dennis has taken that risk, thinking it's not going to get to that point. Jorn is currently out in the lead, hoping. I don't think he really minds what it gets to. See, the Ferraris are going to be the ones in trouble if it does change, because they are close together. Similar with the Mercedes, they might have a big enough gap as Beaker comes in. Is this the stop for Inters? He slows down just in the nick of time. That's a typical Beaker mistake, that is, to go into the pits and not slow down in time. His rears are getting good and cooked, not as cooked as Dennis's were. Let's stay with Beaker and see what tyres he goes for. Towards the whole way to the other end of the pit box, unfortunately. I should have sit someone else for a little bit. So he's going for mediums as well. So he's thinking it's not going to get to the point where it's going to be heavy enough rain. We'll see how that one works out. It's a brave call to make. Is it the right call? We're going to find out as Mute is on the back of Dow. As they are sliding through these opening corners. Beaker's going to come out just off the back of them, with Atomic just behind them as well. So a double stop there from Williams. They're both hedging their bets on not having to change on to Inters. Are they right? Or are they going to be proven wrong as this race develops? And Noosa's looking to make moves here on Mute. He's got the inside line with DRS open. He's gone down the inside, but Mute is going to be on the outside then for the second part, which is where you want to be. And that is why Mute is ahead. Noosa can't do anything about it. Let's flip up quickly to the race leader. Jorn coming down that hanging straight. Is he going to come in this lap? Is he going to stay out? Is he risking it all to hope to change on to Inters? It is a big call to make. Or does he do what everyone else has done, go for the mediums? Or does he go aggressive and think, this rain's getting heavier, I want to be on a set of softs now? I think you've kind of got to go with mediums. Just play the game everyone else is playing. Don't try and play a different game because you may get burned. Dan takes over the lead for now. He's definitely playing that game. So let's see, what does Jorn put on? They look like mediums going on that car. Inters then for Livid. Big call there for the Ferrari driver. See if that one works out for him, as there's a yellow in sector 3. Who might that be? Is that Noosa? Might have been Noosa's. Ooh, coming into the pits. I think that was definitely Noosa. Has he got any damage on that car? He's limping it into the pits. So, as much as I want to see if Noosa replaces wing, I want to watch Livid. Oh, who's that? Atomic's off the track. That is the sign that it is getting a little bit slippy out there. Atomic has dropped now down. Good news then for everyone else, as Liv is now battling with Meister. It's not into weather. Look at that drive from Meister. Liv is all over the place. He's taken a risk. He's backfired. And backfired in a bad way. As Noosa comes out. Did he have a nose change? I think he might have done. But he's on his way now. He's on a set of softs. He's going to hope that... Oh, there's Livid. That comprehensive proof that it's not into weather. As Beaker's retired. What's happened to Beaker? Where is that? It's just spun it off. Oh, shiver me timbers. Sorry. Right, let's try and do this again. Right, where is it? He must have just lost it then at Cop's Corner. Can't find him. Can't even see his car. He must have just rotated it so much into the wall. Slightly cold tyres on that. But Beaker is out then as Dan pits from race lead. That now puts Fever Camp from... That's the first then for Fever Camp. If this suddenly becomes into weather, he's in the best position of everyone. He's current race leader. If this suddenly just changes, Vivcam has done a masterful stroke. We'll find out. But as it stands, so effectively, Jorn is currently net race leader, sort of. I don't want to say he is, I don't want to say he isn't. He kinda is. Because if this rain suddenly increases to the point it becomes Inters before the mediums need to pit, Fevercamp's in the lead. So I'm kind of cross my fingers here for Fevercamp. For the first challenge, he has a chance here of taking it. Let's have a quick flip back to Busted and Dennis. They are battling for 8th and 9th. And nothing coming there as we go through Cop's Corner now towards the Magnus and Beckett's complex. Will Bastard be able to hang on the back end of Dennis? Dennis, who had a slide on the opening lap, managed to not lose too much. As Bastard is not going to be close enough here to Dennis to make a move, but... or is he? He's closing up. DRS is still available. Looking down the inside, Dennis very low on the brakes. Is that going to compromise his exit? Little wobble coming off, but he's still ahead for now. And let's have a look back up. Let's have a look at Kimi and Char. They're getting quite close. And they are just under a second between them as it stands. As hearing from Beaker that he had a little incident with Mute. That is why he's out of the race. Unfortunately, we missed it on stream. It seems to be that way. Always the best action is always missed. That's the way it works. As Bastard again hanging around the back end of Dennis, looking to come through. Let's have a quick flick. There's nothing coming of that. Let's have a flick up towards the front then. Yorn is off onto the back end of Kimi and Char. These guys haven't pitted yet. Yorn will be hoping for an easy time here. Easier than Beaker had. He's had to back off there because Kimi will not be letting through. So a little slide there. It's going to give Yorn a chance. He's going to take that chance with two hands and move on up to P3. But he will not have DRS on the next straight. That's Kimi's, but Kimi just won't be close enough to make any use of it. So Yorn now up to P3 and setting his eyes on Char as Vivikamp comes in. Is he a little earlier than I suspected? I was going for another couple of laps before this one happened. Is he gonna? He's got to go for softs really from here. Pit lane bug shouldn't be a problem because there he goes off. So softs then going on to Vivekamp's car. And let's have a look further back. Atomic just been passed by. Just shooting as Atomic comes into the pits himself. Right, so let's go back up towards the front as Yorn is on the back end of Char. DRS action coming up here for Yorn. Can he take back the race lead? Is Char trying to hang it out for a long time? Livid 3-second penalty. We'll do a penalty rundown for you momentarily. As Yorn takes the easy overtake past Char up to the race lead. As Dan and Kimi swap places as well. And so Dan will be trying to get past Char next. Ooh, Kimi nearly losing it there. Bastard is in 7th, hovering around the back end of Dennis. Vivikamp came out in 8th on those softs. As Dan is sliding. Everyone's just sliding at the moment, trying to find any grip they can. And right, so let's stay with this battle then. Let's actually go on board with Dan as he should be making a move here on Char. Char does have DRS himself, but he's effectively almost letting Dan through. Dan's going to go down the inside into Stowe. Char, I think, is backed off because he's coming into the pits here. Doesn't want to be caught on the outside. Yep, there he goes. Into the pits he goes. And that's pit assist for you. Stopping just on the right cue. So, Bastard is on the back of Dennis still. DRS is still enabled. We have not got to the point where it is wet enough to change on to inters. Not yet. We're getting close. We are very close. As Bastard, oh, just saw that 3-second penalty there. Sliding offline a little bit. Right, so we've nearly finished all the pits. We'll just wait until the current pitters come out and we'll do a quick penalty rundown. Nathan probably still to pit again along with Anthony. They'll drop quite far back, unfortunately, for them. As Bastard is still trying to reel Dennis in. Just behind them, Vivikamp, 4.8 seconds. Dennis gone very deep. Bastard's going to try and come through, but he just can't. He just doesn't have the ability to put the power down there due to the wet weather. Just spin up the rears. And so, quick penalty rundown as Nisa picks up a 3-second penalty. So, as it stands, top 3, all without penalties. Then Dennis with 3, Bastard with 6. Then there's nothing until we get back to Dow, who's on 3. Nothing for Fluffy or Atomic, so good job there from the Haas boys. Then it's 3 for Noosa, 12 unfortunately for Livid, and Anthony is on 0 at the back. And is he going to change on to Inters? That is Anthony. He's in the pits. He's changing on the softs. Nathan also still to pit. He's got to pit again before the end of this race. As Buster's looking for a chance here on Dennis. Just hoping for anything here right now. And he's not going to get it just yet. He has to stick on the back end. DRS, one of the last few times he's going to have DRS, because I think we're getting towards wet weather. It is starting to come down. This looks like inter-tyre weather to me, but not just yet. Not yet. So Bastard is not going to gain on Dennis here. He's in mode 0 already, so he's not going to be attempting anything. Let's have a quick flick back to Kimmy and Mute there, coming towards that same sector. The field is still quite tight, really, when you look at it. Char may have a big gap between himself and Just Chilling, but they're still relatively tight between everyone. All it takes is one little mistake and you can lose a handful of places very easily. Speaking of mistakes, there's yellow in sector 2. I'll try and find out who that was, as Kimmy's not going to get past me just yet. Keep an eye on my deltas to try and find out who got that yellow flag. It's only a brief one, so it can't be too serious. Let's have a look back up at Bastard. No, he's not making any moves there on Dennis. Flip back then once again to Kimmy and Mute. Let's see what they can achieve. So I'm not really getting anything to tell me who caused the yellow in sector 2. The longest time was a 39.5 by Bastard, so that might have been it, but he's still on the back of Dennis, so it can't be that slow. Kimmy's sizing up Mute, but he's not going to go for it here. He is still close. Track temperature's just dropped 1 degree. Are we getting towards Inters? I know it's only 1 degree, but that could be the difference. That could be an indicator that we are getting towards that point. It is now 27 track, 20 air. Kimmy is all over the back end of Mute, and he isn't coming through just yet. And he's closing speed. That's going to hamper his line through there. And let's see what he can do coming off this corner. Mute's getting relatively close to the back end of Nathan as well. But he's not going to have anything just yet. As Kimmy still trying. That's not Nathan. Is that Nathan front? That is Nathan front. Sorry, it looked too blue from back here. But that is the racing point of Nathan. And Mute is nearly within DRS of that. That's a car with 17 lap old mediums. He did a stop very early in the race. He doesn't technically need to stop again, but he may end up having to. Mute sliding about all over the place. There's a swap up ahead. Dennis, is that FIFA's made a mistake? Yes, FIFA made a mistake and has dropped down then. Oh no, Buster made a mistake. Sorry, Buster made a mistake. FIFA moved up. My mistake. Kimmy and Mute still gonna. Mute is now starting to pull away a little bit. So nothing going to be happening there. Let's have a look back up at Busted and FIFA. FIFA's driving a superb race. Just Chilling though, 3-second penalty there in 7th. Not going to cost him anything, but might hamper him getting anything. Because Busted has 6 seconds. Just Chilling is now on 3, so he's not going to gain anything at the moment. And just saying that, look at that, he's just dropped 2 seconds there. He must have made a big mistake somewhere. As Just Chilling. To suddenly drop. Yeah, look at that, 31.2 opening sector. He must have had a little bit of a wobble. And losing time then on Busted. We're still waiting for this to become Inters. It's yellow in sector 1. That looks like Nathan might have made a mistake as Mute has got past. No, it's Atomic down the back end there. That's Atomic making a big mistake. Has he kept that wing intact? The answer to that is no. Front left is missing. What's that missing from a collision with another car? Well, we won't know just yet, but still battling for the last point position. Kimmy's trying to get a place. Nathan has dropped back. Those tyres are getting old. He's just really struggling for grip now. Kimi sizing up as you come through Chapel. We're on lap 21 of 26 here. And Kimi's just not close enough to Nathan. Nathan's actually closing up to Mute. And that would be a massive send it if he was going for that. And he's not going for that, fortunately. So he slots in for now. Still, ooh, big dive from Kimi. That's a bit of a mistake. Contact then with the rear end of Nathan. Didn't rotate Nathan somehow. Got away with it. All he's done is just lost himself a little bit of time to the racing point. About a second as there's movement up ahead between Dennis and Vivkamp. Vivkamp is flying up to P4 and he is looking brilliant out there today. Started at the back, now up to P4. The only thing that can mess it up now for him is potential rain. It's not increasing just yet. Dennis is going to have a chance. So Dennis will have a chance then. Coming up, oh, bit of a wobble there from Vivkamp. This is Dennis's chance. Is Vivkamp just blocked him perfectly. Completely legal there coming off the corner. Or coming through the corners, but Dennis taking advantage of the wobble from Vivkamp in the middle of the corner. Up once again to P4. A little bit of slide there from himself. But then again, Dennis has been sliding all day since the opening corner. And now is sitting in P4. Vivkamp behind him. How long can he keep him behind though? Nice soft tyres. Starting to get a little bit worn. They've still got plenty of life. They'll go to the end for sure. But they've lost that extra grip they had. As we're starting to see some movement down towards the back as Fluffyballs is gaining up onto the back end of Dow. And Kimi is gaining up onto Nathan. As Mute is starting to walk away with it. Kimi needs to get past Nathan. He just can't, in all fairness. I'm looking at the lap times as well, just trying to work out when they're going to change on to those inter tyres. And Kimi is getting a little bit punchy here. If you're trying to get past Nathan, he wants this place. It is mainly be for 1 point, but it's still a point. As Fluffyballs and Dow swap places behind. Let's stay with Kimi looking to make moves here. And he's going to go for the outside line. As I mentioned earlier, this is the king line you want through this corner because you get the inside here. And you just... easy. Easy as you like. As yellow in sector 2. As Vivkamp and Dennis swapping places again. That's Dennis off track. That's why there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Where's Busted? He's not going to come through. Dennis will hold off just about for now. Yeah. Oh, those tyres are cooked. Fortunately, it's a little bit wet, so you can cool them down quite quickly. But Dennis then having trouble. Who else has just had a slide? Looks like Nathan's had a little wobble. Very slow sector time in the middle. It's starting to get wet. Really wet now. People are starting to have trouble with the grip. Are we going to see anyone changing on to Inters? Living with another penalty to his name back there in 15th. He now has 15 penalties. He's the only man to have tried the Inter tyres so far. It's not worked out well for him. He's had to make an extra pit stop. And as a result, he sits down in 15th. Yellow in sector 1. That's Dennis again. Big spin for Dennis there. That is the exit then of turn 5. That is Dennis not in the best mood. As Char might have a shot here at getting another place. Dennis's day has gone from bad to worst. Can he recover this? Can he just hold on really now to get some points? He does have a 3-second penalty to his name. So Char will come past unless Dennis can just start pulling away. We're on lap 23 of 26, coming towards the end of this race now. I don't think it's over. Not by a long shot. If this suddenly hits full-on rain, this could change everything. Yellow in sector 2. Who's that one? Yellow flags left, right and centre. This is signs that it's too wet now for dry tyres. My weather forecast says it is light rain now, not overcast. Interesting. So, does that mean we might see some people just diving into the pits, nothing to lose? Not as yet. They are staying out, these guys, on those dry tyres. Let's have a look at Just Chilling on Busted. Just Chilling had an incident on the opening lap. He dropped the whole way down to P17. He's recovered it up to P6. He fancies P5. Will he get it? Do we still have DRS though? That's the big question. We're about to find out. Yes, we do. For now, we've only got a lap and a bit, or 2 and a bit laps. And Just Chilling is still using that DRS here on Busted. And Busted parks it on the outside, but Just Chilling tries to come down the inside. A little bit of nudging going on there. And that's just lost his rear end. He's going to have to concede that one to Busted. And this is Tri-Light Drive on an ice rink right now. They just have so little grip on these cars, particularly coming off corners like here. Oh. Dennis. What's going on, mate? He's not had a good day. Front right damage to that car. And Dennis's day is not going well. I think he's might retire shortly. Just Chilling can make moves on Busted. He's going to try down the inside. He's got the move made. He's got the position. And he's going to hold it. Or is he? Because he just left a big gap back on the inside. And Busted isn't going to go for it. They're all staying out though. And Busted is looking. They're always looking because no one has any grip. It's coming towards the end of the race. All these tyres are already shot. Busted looking to make moves. Just in slow off the corner. Now recovers it. There you go. DRS has been disabled. That is now the time to change to inters. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some people try and change just because why not? They are going to really struggle for grip here. Look at that. Just Chilling's just rotated it. Oh, Busted. Try to drive through him like he wasn't there. Not much JC can do about that. That is 100% on Busted. And look at that front wing on Busted. There's not a lot left. He's battling now with Just Chilling. Just Chilling's going to go round the outside here. Meister with a 3-second penalty. Just Chilling. Has he got any grip left in this car? This is ridiculous driving now. Cars dropping all over the place. Nathan and Mute battling out. Nathan's rear tyres are cooked. Livid retires from the session. No surprise there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another couple retire before the end of this. And there goes Kimi. That's not good news for Kimi. He's reset the track right into the middle. And it is like driving on an ice rink right about now. Nathan's tyres. He's done 23 laps on these mediums. He's now dropping because he already had no grip before this got really wet. He's now got even less grip. It's going to be so hard. Let's have a look up at race leader quickly. See how he's getting on. This is Jorn. He's on the final lap. He's got a 6-second lead over Dan. No penalties to either of them. Meister has a 3-second penalty, so he's pretty much set on third. Jorn, look at his accelerator. Look at it. He's only going full acceleration when he's going in a straight line. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see some lifting and coasting around corners. Just no accelerating. Look at the grip. It's just nothing there. He's not even using OS. He doesn't want that extra power coming off the corner because that could just over-rotate the car. So we're going to see a lot of different people in odd positions, I suspect, by the end of this. Particularly when they're battling like the Char and Busted. There's no grip on either car. It is basically bumper cars, and that is Busted bumped out of the race there by Char. Busted with not a lot of front wing left on that car. Char has a little bit of damage as well on his front left. As it stands though, Jorn will take the race win. And he's only got a handful of corners left, but he doesn't want any corners. He just wants a straight line towards the finish. Jorn will take... I don't know. I can't even say it. I can't say that because it's not over yet. There's still 4 corners to go after this, or including this one. Now 3 left. I'm not saying it's over yet. I can't. Dennis backs off. He doesn't want to finish the race either. He just wants the leader to come past so he can not race any further. Kimi and Mute swapping places back there for 9th and 10th. Jorn's going to come around the final corner slowly but surely. Takes the win. Let's have a look further back. They are all over the track. These guys, this is for the last of the points positions. Nathan, Mute, Kimmy and Fluffy Balls all still quite close together. Dan has come across in second, followed by Mesa. That's a good result then for Jorn. Closing up onto Mesa for the championship lead. Great result potentially for Fever Camp. Started at the back up to P4. Who is feeling brave on the throttle here? No one, I suspect, is going to be the answer. Nathan's got a good shot here at Mute. Mute's slow off the corner. Is Nathan going to go for it? He's going to go for it here. This is for the last of the points positions. No penalty between these two. This is actual racing as such. There are penalties to be applied here. This could end badly. That's going to end badly there for Mute. He's just been rotated. Trying to go in deep into the corner. Clip the rear end of Nathan. That is Mute facing the wrong way. He's going to come back on, but he's not going to get anything out of this race. He's going to be P11. And big look up there. So Fever Camp followed by JC, then Char, Bastard, Kimmy, Fluffy Balls, Nathan, then Mute will come across the line for P11 eventually. Oh wow. Well, I mean, there's only one way to finish a race, isn't there, when it's wet? It's slide. Oh, I suppose slide across the line like that. Where? Oh, everyone's sliding across the line. Where's Noosa? Last man to finish. Is he going to get a finish in style? Yes, he is. Woo! And install. Wow. Wow, that was a good race. An epic race, really. The weather making a mess of everything for everyone's plans there today. But Jorn, top step of the podium. He'll be very chuffed with that, especially when it's not Meister on second spot. He may be on third, but he's closed up that gap at the top of the leaderboard. And let's have a look then at those final positions and all the penalties being provided. There weren't that many for some, but there were plenty for others. But there you go, Jorn taking the win from Dan, then Meister, Fever Camp, Just Chilling. Good recovery from Fever Camp and Just Chilling, both of them dropping. Well, Fever Camp started back, Just Chilling dropped to 17th on the opening lap. Char, good result from him, 6th place there. Great news then for the Red Bull because the other Toro Rosso was outside the points. Williams only had one in the points, so it should be Red Bull doing quite well in constructors this week. Busted in 7th, sorry. Kimmy 8th, Fluffy Balls 9th, and Nathan getting the last of the points positions. Mutin 11th, 12th for Dow, Noosa 13th, Dennis 14th, Atomic 15th, Anthony in 15th, and then DNFs then of Livid and Beaker. Oh, what a race that was. Wow. Action non-stop. Dan getting the fastest up there very early on in that race because, well, there was a lot of rain in that race. But yeah, what a race. Epic race, to say the least. Next week, we will be in Germany, which had an epic race in the actual F1 when it was wet. So, will we see the same again? We will find out. And until then,